You see me in an elevator talking to myself at one of these events, I'm taking notes.
We're not crazy, I promise. We're talking to our note takers. Hey, welcome back to Smart Talk, where we help you go from truck to CEO by working smarter, not harder. I'm your host, Anati Zubia, and today we're unpacking a big one, moving industry events. So if you're like most movers that we've been talking to, you want to get out there. You're craving connection. You're hungry to learn from what other movers are doing that have been out in those trenches. But here's the thing, there's a lot. And I mean a lot of events. Some are real game changers. Others could be a total waste. And when you're dropping thousands of dollars on flights and hotels and a badge and meals, you better be damn sure that event is worth attending. So today I brought in the big guns, former mover, now on the SmartMoving team. Austin Alaniz has done it all. Titans, international movers, association events. And yeah, he's even put on a talks and co-hosted the Best in Movers Awards with me. So Austin, let's dive right in. For movers that are out there right now budgeting to attend events this year, why should they go at all? What are the real takeaways?
It's important to meet your peers. One of my biggest regrets was I didn't want to talk to other competitors. I thought they were the boogeyman, no good, do my own thing, stay my own lane, blinders on. And it's probably the biggest early mistake I made as a moving company owner. Going to these events, being open and honest, being around other owners who are sharing pains or just in the trenches with you. And they may be behind you, ahead of you. Everyone's got that mountain to climb. There's so many fun ways to connect with other owners at these events.
It's almost become this community that you belong to. You go to an event, and I know I've had the pleasure of going to quite a few of them, and I watch these guys greeting each other that have seen, they're the same ones every time, right? Greeting each other like, hey, it was good to see you last month at so-and-so event. And it becomes this like camaraderie between each other. And, sometimes just sitting and listening, there's always somebody there, probably not your competitor, who's willing to share some of those industry secrets with you and help you out. Movers that are listening, if you've been to an industry event, I'd love for you to drop your favorite down in the comments. And we know you're slammed right now, right? There's a lot going on. And so that's why Austin and I, we hit the road together. We field test a lot of events and we report back. So you don't have to waste time or money. You can always check out our blog. We do recaps on every event that we attend. So you can hear what was the vibe, what was the content. Hey, how good was the food, right? That's important. Austin and I, we just got back from an event, right?
Just got back from Arizona Movers Association, AZMA. This is their third year. Great group of guys that started this during COVID. So the founding story was, hey, we've got a problem. Let's come together, although we're competitors, and find a way to build ourselves in in this industry. I love this group. I fly into Sky Harbor in Phoenix every quarter at this point. We also had Movers and Shakers in Arizona. That's Austin Yarborough's event. Anati, you were on stage for that one.
I was, yes.
Again, just really fun events to be a part of. Some of these are classroom settings. Some of these are round table settings. What was Mover and Shakers to you?
So I've been to a couple events recently. First, I'll talk about his Movers and Shakers. Shout out to Austin Yarborough and his team for putting together a fantastic event. It was a huge amount of energy. I mean, you could feel the room buzzing, and, it was more of that stage setting, great vendor presence out front. So if you were looking for different solutions, you could go out and talk to folks, but then you get in and, the energy was so high, but it was great educational content. There were points that I was looking around the audience and people are taking notes or taking pictures with their phones. It was a lot of great takeaways and content that they could then implement into their business on Monday. But the fun actually started after those events, during those social hours where I was watching people talk about the content or the pieces that they had taken away and comparing notes with each other. And I think that was the magic of the entire thing. So even though you went to the full, stage presentations, you were exhausted by the end of the day, especially if you're an introvert, you needed that time to plug back in to get your energy. Don't skip those after hours networking sessions, because that is where the rubber really hits the road. And that was what made that event so unique and special. The other one I went to recently was Built to Move, which is hosted by Tim Krupp and the Movies team. And they had that out in the cutest little town in Ohio, is Tim's hometown. Brought all these movers into this space. And it was the most educational event I think I'd ever been to. I felt like I was going through a masterclass on a moving business. I mean, he brought in some really heavy hitter speakers, and the whole time, like, if you didn't walk away with a textbook worth of notes, like, you missed the boat there. And so very, very special event in that it was a little smaller and intimate. You had a lot of time to just really chat with people, get to know them on a personal level. So depending upon what you want, like every event's going to have a different vibe, right? Some are going to be very, very high energy, inspirational. Some are going to be deeper in education. Some are going to be big. Some are going to be more intimate. And I think realistically, like it's good to have a mix, right? My advice to people attending these is go into this with a goal, right? Go into it with a goal, go into it with a plan. What do you want to get out of the event? What are you trying to learn? Don't be shy about hunting that down. If there's a speaker that resonates with you, find them after their session, get their business card, reach out to them afterwards. Go in to meet particular types of movers that look just like you, start to build that friendship. And then also, maybe it's not just you as an owner that's going, maybe you're bringing your crew. I saw a lot at movers and shakers, especially. I saw sales leaders, I saw operations leaders, I saw dispatchers. And so the diversity of who you're bringing, you don't have to cover all the sessions yourself. So bring your team and utilize that brain power because they're going to have a different perspective of you.
I agree. Bring your team, invest in your team because they're the ones that are helping you in the trenches and build this thing every day. You mentioned Built to Move was like a really intimate settings, and it was so good. Quickly backed by popular demand. It went from stage to Netflix series pretty quick. Tim turned around and built
You
an
sure
online
did.
version. And again, like these are owners that are giving back to the industry and they're not trying to gatekeep their learnings, the positive and the negative. So it's fun to watch that, fun to be a part of it. I get pretty ramped up every time I go to an event. They're exhausting. I will admit that.
I usually need to like take an extra long nap the weekend after an event. But it's definitely worth it. I feel like I come away inspired. We just went to Arizona Movers Association event, and Austin is on the board of Southwest Movers out in Texas. I'd like to talk about association events. So Austin, let's dig into those. What should they be looking for from state associations?
They're kind of the backbone of this industry in a lot of ways. These associations go to bat for you. They talk to your representatives. A lot of them actually go to Washington. It's a great way to network and ask questions. They're there to help, right? I had this view early on that it's all van lines and those types of groups that go much older crowd. And while that is the case, sometimes there is a lot new energy. Stephen Reed at Ready Rolls, was at SMA this past year. And I think I had more text while he was talking on stage from other owners I knew in Texas, just like, I got to get with this guy. Got to get with this guy. If I wasn't a Lone Star kid, born and bred in Texas, I'd probably have to pick my North Carolinians as my go-to conference. My first time there, they had a cornhole tournament, and I thought it was like the coolest thing because you're randomly paired with another event goer, and so like you get to know them. You get to know the other team. It's highly competitive. Something everyone looks forward to.
Yes. So if you're not a part of association, figure out who yours is. Or if you don't know, reach out to us. Email hello@SmartMoving and we'll help you find the association in your area. I'd be happy to introduce you to them. So I also want to talk a little bit about some of these inner circle events that we've been having. Some of you have gone to them. These are like small round tables, right? Like networking events. They're hosted by SmartMoving. Our whole purpose is to get people together, share what we've learned, and just get to know each other. It's about building that community. Last year, we went to Scottsdale. We did Popstroke. We were out in New York City. We had Fort Lauderdale. We did a great restaurant in Boston. So these are all about making connections and staying sharp. Do you want to share any little highlights of what we've got coming up?
These are some of my favorite moments just because we go out and it's much more intimate, right? A lot of these are invite only, or if you reach out to us, we're going to get you in the loop. This year, we will be in different parts of California, which I'm looking forward to. We will be in Nashville this spring, and we'll be back to Phoenix later in the year.
I want to know, should we come to your city? Drop that down in the comments. We want to know where to go. Where should we be hosting these events at? We also have some really, really exciting stuff coming up this year that I want to talk about. One, you don't have to travel for. Virtual Movers Conference. That is March 5th. And Austin, I think you have a session at Virtual Movers Conference.
So I'm doing a Smart Moving 201 session. This will be putting my Smart Moving brain on the line for all of our movers to see, what are the advanced tools. And this is something I've been a part of for the last 3 or 4 years. Travis at Rotate Digital puts it on. Travis is one of those guys that's always at these events with me when we're traveling. He and I grade towns based off their queso bowl. If you've got a spot, send me that recommendation. And then upcoming in October, we'll have a Summit in Scottsdale.
Summit. Yes. Summit is the first time SmartMoving is presenting a large-scale event. It's not about SmartMoving, though. Really, the whole concept is to help movers rise above the chaos, give you time away from your business to get that real clarity. And we are busy signing business coaches, bigger name speakers, people who are going to bring you Monday-ready strategies. We've got a lot of really exciting things up our sleeves that if I divulge, my event team is going to absolutely get me for it. It's 8th through the 10th in Scottsdale, Arizona. At the Talking Stick Resort. So beautiful, beautiful venue. It's also great to bring your family to this one. There's the entire Salt River Entertainment District there with an aquarium and like go-karts and VR experience. There's all kinds of things that the whole family can do. But we also are going to be putting Austin back in a tux and hosting our Movers Awards live at this show. So we would love to have you there. Red carpet experience. I'm also really excited about actually the month before our event is a Moving Titans event out in Florida. They're booking some big names. They've got a great stage. It's a very high energy event. I'm actually speaking at it this year. I can't wait to share the topic with you guys, but that will be unveiled over time. And then I know that Built to Move will be coming up again. I don't have a date yet from Tim Krupp, but make sure you're following Tim and MoveBees. You can always come back to us. We keep a register of all the events that are happening. I think we have to be real about it, right? Like this all adds up. It's flights, hotels, it's time off the truck. So what should people be budgeting for these events?
Biggest bang for your buck is virtual movers. This is no travel, some of the highest education you're going to get. Your entire team can be involved. You can do it from your home or office. Typically, when you want to budget for an event, what I would suggest is anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 for the event. I think it's critical that you try to find an event that makes sense for you to bring your team leaders on. Sales manager, your ops manager. Ask the event, right? Ask Austin Yarbrough, what can my sales team learn from this event? Ask Tim Krupp, operationally, financially, what can I learn from this event? These guys are more than happy to answer questions. Depending on where the event is, you can bring the family. Titans, only about an hour and a half from Disney World.
It's right around the corner from Disney World, also around the corner from Busch Gardens. So there's to bring the family and just extend for a couple days to make it a vacation. I always tell people, like, you go to these events, but don't go in blind, right? Plan. Like, I think, Austin, you and I kind of rumble about this. Like, how do you get the most out of these events? I always tell people, like, check out the agenda, write down the must-do sessions, write down the type of conversations you're hoping to have, write down some conversation starters. If you're an introvert and you're not used to walking up to somebody and asking them questions and getting to know them, there's no harm in writing down, hey, here's how I want to introduce myself. Here's how I'm going to, the questions I want to ask people. Or as you're listening to a speaker, write down your questions and go find them later and ask them. What would you say? What's your secret to getting the most out of a lot of this content that's there?
Do not try to be dispatching. There's always the back table, the back corner of the room that's trying to find the quiet exit door. I was that guy once. Like, don't be that guy. Plan ahead with your team. Let them know what to expect and focus during these events. Invest in the time to go and be uninterrupted and focus and network, and then go implement these things.
Another great way to put some of this stuff into action is if you've got a flight home. I do this. I crack my laptop open and I just write as much as I possibly can, my key takeaways from the event.
If you see me in an elevator talking to myself at one of these events, I'm taking notes. I'll talk to 20, 30, 40 moving companies in a row, and I'm replaying it back in my head.
And here's an AI tip for everybody. Open up ChatGPT or Claude or whatever it is you use. I like ChatGPT because I could talk to it, and I will. I'll just ramble. I'll say, hey, just help me take some notes on this. We're not crazy, I promise. We're talking to our note takers. So I know everybody's trying to plan their year. Virtual Movers Conference tickets are on sale right now. Grab the link below, or you could see everywhere SmartMoving is going to be this year if you go to smartmoving.com/events. I want to say, hey, special thanks, Austin, for taking some time out of your day. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you at the next event. Until then, keep working smarter.